Hey again. Let's see, back in April I think I promised you a D-Day game and that I would have it done by, well, June the 6th. Well, that didn't work out. So, I thought I would go ahead and try to make up for that by filming a smaller D-Day game than the ones that I had planned on doing. This time I'm going to do Destination Normandy, Utah Omaha Gold Juno Sword by DDH Games. This is an introductory historical strategy game printed in 2009. It's pretty much a standard, easy beginner's game, like it said on the deal. Designed by Danny Holt and play tested by Joey Holt, Lieutenant Colonel Curtis Hudson, Pete Keller, and Robert Lindsay. Game is pretty much an I go, you go. It harkens back to the days of Napoleon at Waterloo and those type of base game systems. Uses a D6 or zones of control. Stop upon entering. Can't move zone of control to zone of control. Sequence of play is the Allied movement, Allied combat, German movement, and German combat. Movement's pretty simple. You have a movement allowance. Let's see here. Zoom in here just a little bit. And we'll kind of move the camera down. Apologize for the shadow and or hotspot of the light. Let's see here. Let's take this Canadian unit here. Well, actually it's Canadian, British. They're kind of clumped together. This number is the combat strength. This number is the movement allowance. This represents kind of a mechanized unit. The German unit, the 716th Division, just has a small icon on it, which indicates that it is basically a foot unit. Let's see. Terrain effects on movement. Terrain has no effects on movement in this game. Combat phase is pretty standard. Combat is at the option of the attacking player. Some of the combat effects are attacker eliminated, attacker retreat, defender eliminated, defender retreat, and the dreaded exchange. There is a 1 unit advance after combat. Let's see. During the first turn only, the allied player gets what they call an air unit. It's basically just going to give him a +1 attack bonus. Let's see, what else? There was another +1 somewhere. Okay. He gets a +1 on the first turn only. The allied player receives a +1 to their strength, to strength of 1 attack. The 5th Corps lands at Omaha. Let's see. The allied player performs combat against the German player, adding the +1 strength mentioned above. So there's just that +1 plus the air unit. Air unit's part of the optional roll. So basically, the allied player can add 1 to any 1 attack, and he can add another +1 to any 1 attack. So victory conditions. Towns are the victory conditions in the game. Each time the allied player captures a town hex, advance the victory point marker by 1 on the victory point track. If the German player recaptures a town, then a point is removed from the victory point track. If the track reaches 10, the allied player wins. And all units on the reverse side, there's a star printed on them. These can be used as control markers after the units are removed from play to note when a city has been captured. Let's see, what else was I going to say? There's special rules if the allies don't make it onto the beaches on the first turn. And what else? Yeah, there was something else. Oh, the game's only 10 turns long. So, anyway, when I come back, let's see. Combat units. A combat unit in this game represents an individual corps, or roughly 30 to 50,000 men. I don't see any other scale at this time. The map, let's see, hexagonal pattern. Yeah, I don't see what it. I don't see a map scale, but I'm guessing that each turn represents probably one day. Anyway, when I come back, we'll start playing. Like I say, it's pretty simple. Shouldn't take too long, but it's me playing, so I don't know if I can get up close enough to show you the reinforcements. But anyway, over there, the top there is the reinforcements and terrain effects chart. So anyway, we'll come back. We're going to start playing. Okay, back again. We are going to start with game turn 1 naturally. The Allied and German units are set up in their respective areas. And let's see, I guess we'll start with the sequence of play. We have the Allied movement phase first. Like I say, the Allied player gets +1 strength any one attack, plus if I allocate the air unit, I can place it on any enemy unit. If that unit is attacked during a turn, there's a +1 bonus to that. So I do not see anything about let's see, I don't see anything about not being able to use both the air and a -1, so neither of the German units look to me like they need the air support at this particular turn, but I guess to make sure we want to get the units. I forgot to mention last time that the victory point cities are like Bayou, whatever, anything marked in red. So, and yes, I will butcher any foreign language or name purely out of ignorance. So I think we will use a +1. Well, probably to stay semi-historical. I guess we'll probably give it to let's see, Omaha had the highest casualties. We'll give it to Gold Beach, although most of the victory points are over in the Yamaha over in the Omaha Beach area, so we're going to give the +1 to that for the bonus. And well, I guess they all give it +1 on the first turn, so duh. Okay, so this attack will be with the +1, and so will that one. I will not commit air at this time. So we're going to do Omaha first. Let's see, terrain has no effect for this particular battle, so it's going to be 2 - 1, and we will be on the +1 table. Rolling a 4 on the +1 table, we get a defender retreat. So this unit will move, I guess, right here, and then the American unit will advance. The British, well, I didn't even add the +1 in, did I? Should have been 3 - 1 on the +2. Would have still been the same result. Alright, it's going to be 3 - 1 +2 for the first corps attack. Die roll is basically a 5, and well, let's stay with this system. Okay, I'll get this. It's early yet. Okay, it's basically a 3 - 1 for a +2. I rolled a 4, and that's going to be pretty much the same. Defend a retreat. So the Allies are ashore. And that completes their movement phase and combat phase. Now we go to the German movement phase. I don't think there'll be much in the way of German movement. However, looks like the Germans do get a reinforcement. So, just a quick check of reinforcements, where they come on at. Allied units come in at the beach. German units enter from the east or the south map edge with their full movement ability. So, which in this case is a 1. I guess they'll come in about right there. Which right there would be right there. Semi in focus, I suppose. So they'll be in German combat, and that will basically end turn 1. Okay, here we are ready for turn 2. Let's see here. We're going to start with the Allied movement phase again, in which we can bring on reinforcements. The Allies get 2 reinforcements on the turn 2. They get a Commonwealth unit, which is what I should have called the First Corps, which is a Commonwealth unit on turn 1. There's no Canadian or British per se. And they can land at any beach, basically. So I'm going to land them over here on Sword. And we have an U.S. Unit, the 7th Corps. And we're going to land it, I think, over here at Utah. Because we only have 9 turns left, and we want to start gaining some ground. Okay, that was the movement phase for the Americans. Now we are going to do some combat. Well, actually, units that land as reinforcements have their full movement allowance except for the entry hex. So, having landed these guys here, they have 2 movement points left. And they will have to stop if they enter the 716th Division. I don't know. Crossing a canal, the Cane Canal, is prohibited. And that's this here. But this becomes a river. So about all they can do is come down here. And let's see. This unit is stuck in a zone of control, so I guess it'll stay there. Alright. So, combat. We are going to start and go left to right, I suppose. So we've got 2 plus 2 is, wow, 4. There is no more naval support. I could use the air unit, but I don't see any need to at this particular time. So we're going to have, let's see, does Bocage give anything? A +1. So the 16th Infantry Division will have basically a +1 strength. Let me double check here. Do we apply the modifier to the die roll or to the strength? Any terrain modifications that will affect combat are based on the terrain. Only one type of terrain matters. Combat example, total strength. Strength of 3 plus a terrain bonus of +2 for the hill. Strength bonus. So it applies to the combat unit strength. And that's what I'm going to go with until I learn otherwise. So we basically have 4 minus 2. And that's going to be on the +2 table. No other effects that I can tell. It's a 6. That's not good. That is an attack or retreat. This unit has a hex that it can retreat into. And the First Corps, which is on a beach, it's already past its landing restrictions for combat and stuff. So I'm not so sure it's not eliminated. AR, attacker retreats. All attacking units must retreat 1 hex except on turn 1. Unit may not retreat into an enemy zone of control or a hex containing another unit, friendly or not. If forced to do so, it's eliminated. Neither may a unit retreat off the map. If forced to do so, it is eliminated. Well, looks like the Commonwealth is going to suffer the first major casualty. So I guess the First Corps is eliminated. If that's not accurate, and I learn different, then I will try to make adjustments for that. 716th will remain where it is at. And now we go to Omaha. There is no defensive benefit for the 352nd, so it's basically going to be a 2-1 for a +1. Rolled a 6. +1 on a 6 is attacker eliminated. Well, this is going to be a very short game, I suppose. And the 352nd will advance into Omaha Beach, therefore reducing the possible locations for Allied reinforcements. And the final battle, let's see if you can see that on the video. Yeah, I suppose so. Boy, I can't allocate the air except at the beginning of the movement phase. A 0 in the bocage. See, it's going to be a -1 in the bocage. No retreat. I am not going to make an attack there. Probably should not have attacked at Omaha until I had some more units, or Juneau. So anyway, that's pretty crushing for the Allies, and I'm not sure they can recover. We will proceed now with the German part of the turn. This is where we get to bring in Panzer Corps. I'm not sure what it would be. I'm not sure what the XLV-11 is, but a little research would tell me, I suppose. Well, yeah. German unit is going to move into Caen. I can't move the victory point track down any further than 1, so that's where it has to stay. If Commonwealth or the U.S. capture a city in red, they get a +1 victory point. If the Germans recapture it, it goes back down by 1. I hate to move this unit out of his defensive position. It would do no good to go over to Bayou, whatever it is, because that's open terrain and it's still in German hands. The others, Omaha Beach, I don't know. I think we're going to cross the canal. I just moved him, didn't I? Okay, we're going to bring on the Panzer unit. And like I said, there is no terrains. There's no terrain cost in this game. So we're going to bring on the armor unit, and it can move 2, and it does not have to spend a movement point. So 1, 2 in the first hex. So basically that'd be 1, 2. Well, I think I messed up the Germans, but they can only move 1 hex anyway. When I brought him on, that probably should have been the hex, but he already moved. Okay, I'm getting back with it. It's all coming back to me now. So that is the end of turn 2. We will proceed to turn 3 here in a moment. The U.S. receives 1 reinforcement, and the Germans will receive 2 reinforcements. Honestly, I think the game is pretty much going to be over because of the the die rolls that the Allies received, but I hate the shadow that the camera creates. I'm going to have to find a better lighting system. Oops, sorry. But if I want a detailed look at the game, then I have to suffer the camera because of my lighting. Anyway, that's the end of turn 2, and I will return with turn 3. Okay, we're ready for turn 3. The Allies are in a desperate position here. I think we're using the Rommel strategy, where he wanted to meet the Allies at the beach and throw them back into the sea, and in a couple places he has done so. Let's see, the Allies will receive 1 reinforcement at any of the beaches, and right now, well, first of all, let's allocate air support this time. Will we be able to reach any area that's going to need it? There are quite a few victory points in Cherbourg. What is that place called? Well, I don't know. The one right next to the German unit in the northwest. And Bayo. Well, we got to make some progress somewhere. And I need the beach. So I'm going to put it over here. That'll give it a +1. And then we bring on the United States reinforcement. We have Juno or Gold Beach. I think we're going to bring it on at Juno. Totally ahistorical, but I think we're going to have to make some progress there. To either come around here or head straight down for some of these, like St. Lo and some of the other victory cities down below. Allied movement, he landed, costing him 1, so he can go 1 more hex. Well, he can go 2 more hexes actually. Everybody else is locked in a zone of control on the Allied side. So I guess we go straight to combat again. We'll start here, and then we'll go up to Utah. Okay, this is 4. Versus 2. That's gonna be a +2 again. Die roll is a 5. Let's see, on the +2, a 5. Well, that's an attacker retreat. Bonus. He goes back there, and the American unit disappears. And I think he will stay in the bocage. I think I'm going to wrap it up after this turn, because I don't see any way that... Let's see, the Americans have 1, 2, 3, 4 more reinforcements throughout the game. Commonwealth has 1, 2, 3, 4. The Germans have 1, 2, 3. There is a preponderance of Allied units coming on. I think I will advance this unit up to Juno. That leaves the Allied only 1 beach to land in next turn. And if they have 2 units coming in, only 1 of them, well, they could both move since it's a movement phase. Alright, nevertheless, the last battle, this US unit on Utah versus this German unit, which has a +1, so it's a 3. We're going to get a +1 to the die roll. Air power, I believe, is a die roll. Yes, I know, I'm getting confused between terrain effects and these other special rules. Okay, I might have done the first turn wrong. The air unit, everything applies to the combat strength of a particular unit. There are no die roll modifiers. So, I know it's a simple game, probably 10 rules, or 10 or less pages of rules, but anyway. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I still am not going to make that attack. So I suppose I wasted the air unit on that. Well, what am I doing? You don't add the air unit to that. Okay, you know, even Monopoly is a hard game for me. Okay, this is a 1, 2, plus 1 for the bocage is 3. The air power applies to the actual strength of our unit. So, 1, 2, 3. It'd be even up, 0 column. That is 50-50. Well, I guess we might as well take the risk since we're in pretty bad shape right now. So 50-50. And I, of course, well, this could be good. No, this could be bad. I rolled 4. Attack or retreat. Okay, well, that's pretty much going to be the game, I think. Because he will advance into Utah, leaving only one beach open for the allied units. So, this was a fairly quick game. 3 turns. Probably more than I normally get in. Bad die rolls, and probably bad strategy on my part. But it looks to me like a German victory. We will say that Rommel used his stand at the beaches and destroy them as they come in. So, well, that's pretty much the end of that. That was pretty anticlimactic, but hopefully it'll give you a small view of what the game system is like. And given some better die rolls and some better tactical decisions, the Allies might have been able to gain a foothold. It's about all I can say for the game. It is a desktop published game, like I say, by Danny Holt in 2009. I thought it might be a pretty good diversion, you know, a filler type game, and it could still, you know, be used as such. However, this is a very poor example of what the game has to offer, and I apologize for that. And let's see, what did I miss? I missed Waterloo, and I'm going to miss Gettysburg coming up, but we'll try to get something in on or around those dates. So, I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, and I will see you later. Thanks.